Hello, Sussex Steppers! We are live finally. Oh my goodness, child, welcome to Steps of Sussex, my very first live stream here on this channel. You have no idea how long I have waited to be able to say that. I have met YouTube's eligibility requirements for over a month. It has taken over a month for YouTube to finally allow me to do live streams on this channel. And those of you that have come over from my Royal Reviewer channel when I talk about the British royal family, you will know that my format, the format that I love the best, is live chats. I don't really like pre-recorded videos. They are not me. Anybody can get a load of photographs, do a voiceover over the top. I don't like them. Or even film yourself, just kind of talking. I don't like those. I prefer to do live chats. I prefer to talk to you guys directly. So, without further ado, ma'am, what we are going to do is we are going to go and find the live stream and see who is about at this hour. If you are watching on catch up and you can't make the live, hello to you. I hope you've had an amazing week so far. It is Valentine's Day. Can I get a boom for Valentine? Oh, where's my red fan flap? We are going to get a red fan flap for Valentine's Day. Hello, and how are you? Right, I can see people. Hello. Ran away from home says, yeah, it's about time. It is about time. And we have quite a few royal stories to get through today. We have a little bit of catching up to do. So, without further ado, let's go to the first news story. Success. Hashtag success. Meghan has been successful. Now, I am going to go to the official Sussex Royal Instagram account. I will share the link for you. Again, just like normal on the Royal Reviewer channel, I will put any links that I share in the description. So, without further ado, I am going to post the link and you can follow along with me. So I'm going to read what Sussex Royal put on the official statement first, and then how about we watch the video? How about we watch that video? You may have seen it already on my channel, but I might just watch it again and give a little a live breakdown of it. So, Sussex Royal has hashtagged forces for change behind the scenes. So, earlier today, Edward Enninful, the editor-in-chief of British Vogue, shared hashtag forces for change, guest edited by the Duchess of Sussex, copyright Sussex Royal. And they said, it was our fastest selling issue in history. That's history, people. Of British Vogue magazine. It sold out in 10 days and was the biggest selling issue of the past decade. I can't wait to see what 2020 has in store. So Sussex Royal continued to celebrate. We wanted to share this never before seen video behind the scenes with Edward and the Duchess of Sussex on the creation of this special issue. Please note, this was filmed last August in London. Congratulations to all of those who took part in the 2019 September issue, and a huge thanks to those who supported and helped make this a success. Now, before we watch the video, I wanted to say that this morning I was watching breakfast TV here in the UK, and I watched an interview where two people were discussing this very story, and they made the claim, which at the time seemed really credible, that the palace may not have wanted them at the time to post this video, almost like a banned video. Having watched the video, I will probably say that the only part of it I think that the palace wouldn't have been happy with putting out there would possibly have been the expletive. There is an expletive in there. Not by Meghan. Meghan didn't use an expletive, neither did Edward. But on the part when they were phoning up the ladies who were on the cover, one of them did use an expletive. So, if anything, I would imagine maybe the palace wouldn't have been happy with that. However, that could quite easily have been taken out. Other than that, I don't necessarily really see a problem with it. So I don't know if we're going to hear any more of that story or not, but we shall see. Right, I think we should watch the video, but what I'm going to have to do is definitely mute myself so that we don't get any feedback. So I am muting myself and then turning the volume up, so hopefully you will be able to hear what I'm hearing as well. I'm sure you've all seen the video anyway, but let's just go to it and see. So,
in January, I got this text on my phone.
I wanted to see.
Okay, Edward looks so happy.
SmartWorks, yeah.
And so does Meghan.
So there we were, having tea.
I remember walking into Kensington Palace and I was so excited.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, lovely to meet you. She said, you're like,
it's a very genuine video, I have to say.
From January to now, how much we've been working on this, and for me to just say, yes, you would help me on SmartWorks, amazing.
Wow.
Maybe I could just push it just a little bit more and see if you'd be willing to let me guest edit.
Yes, please.
And I don't know if anyone's ever
yes,
done
please,
it
ma'am.
In the history of Vogue, you're the first. You have an editor's eye.
Oh, stop. Video, pause. Right, so Edward said that that Meghan has the editor's eye. So I think he was referring to her professionalism when she was guest editing this issue. We all know that Meghan does have really, really great ideas and delivers really good attention to detail. So this comes as kind of no surprise to me, I guess. So let's continue. Oh, did we get to the bit where she calls him E? She refers to Edward as E, which I thought was quite good. Right, let's carry on.
Oh, for beginners, and I mean...
Well, but I left the fashion stuff to you professionals because I could say, can you do Commonwealth fashion? Can you do sustainability? Can we make sure the point of view...
So a lot of the issues and topics were thought up by Meghan, obviously.
On women who are changing the world, women who are doing incredible things, which really is in line with what we do with British Vogue.
Yes, and then having the mirror, anyone, no matter who they are.
The mirror idea. Of course, the mirror idea was used previously, but was brought to the British Vogue. And was really successful.
I have a little surprise for us. I hope just stay right there.
Okay, here we get to the really fun bit. The hats! Wow. Okay, Edward, you look really cool in that red hat. Blow the party poppers.
Now let's call some people.
Let's call some people.
Yeah, let's call some people.
I'm so excited.
I forgot who it was who made the expletive.
I have a very special guest editor here with me. She selected you for this cover.
Hi, Laverne.
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh my gosh! Wow.
Hi,
Imagine Meghan on the phone. Wow.
Hi.
Hi, Adjoa. We had to keep this quiet for a very long time.
Ah, there was the expletive.
Hi. Just know we are so proud that you're on the cover with everything you represent, and no, you're a true force for change.
There we go. Definitely true forces for change.
Good morning, Yara.
I kid you not, the very first name that I said I wanted on the cover was you.
Meghan, I'm so proud of you.
Jane Fonda.
For using
Wow.
your amazing platform and your strong voice. And I'm so honored to be part of it with those other amazing women. Thank you so much for including me.
There we go.
Okay.
And that was the full video. I'm sure you've all watched it now. I want to go back and see what people are saying about the video. So let's have a little look. Carol says, you are very early. Happy Valentine's Day. Yes, I'm going out tonight, so an early video today. Mbot says, Meghan is a record setter. Well, she has indeed broken British Vogue records. I think it sold over 200,000 copies really quickly. So that was definitely a boom moment. Sharon still has 3 copies. Mbot says, I love to see her laughing and being silly. Lots of people, well, obviously you've kept your copies. I think I've still got my 2 copies as well. Lauren's asking a question about the Instagram account. Yes, I do believe that there's no plans to close down the Instagram account. Lots of people talking about their copies. Jules says, that's cute. She called him E. Remember, she said she calls Harry H. Well, she's got an E and a H now. A he. Put them together, you've got a he. Sharon says, is that Meghan's wedding tiara? It is indeed. It is the Queen Mary's diamond bandeau tiara with a little lovely scroll detail going on there. Thank you, Elaine. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Yes, Jane Fonda does a lot of charity work too. Now, let me just get out of this. Hang on.
Instagram account.
There we go. I'm just putting the sound back to how it was. There we go. That's better. There we go. Okay. Right, the sound should be okay again now. I just had to mute it on my one so I wasn't getting any feedback when I had the loudspeaker on. So we've watched the video. We've read the Instagram post. I just thought it was really lovely to see the behind the scenes footage of just so much fun and joy going on behind the scenes. So yeah, I just thought that was a really, really, really great video to share. Do we have any more comments on that? I don't think we do. So we can. I should mention on the Sussex Royal Instagram account, they now have 11.2 million followers. Wow, in such a short space of time. That is absolutely an incredible achievement. Now, moving on to, I suppose, the next story of the day, which is that Harry and Meghan are closing down their Buckingham Palace offices. Now, people, this is where I fold my arms, and I'm like, is this really news? So we know that there is a transition period. We know that Harry and Meghan are stepping back from royal duties. Did anybody actually expect them to keep a full staff and a full team of offices in Buckingham Palace when they aren't going to be spending most of their time even in the UK? We all know that they're going to be spending most of their time in Canada or America, or just America in general. And we know that they may be coming back from time to time. We know that they wish to keep a home here in the UK. But if you are basing most of your time in a different country, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to keep an office here in the UK. I don't know why this is big news. I don't know why it's come as a surprise to people. I'll get to the only bit which may be slightly controversial in a moment, but the fact that they are closing down these offices is no surprise to me. It's not particularly news. It was always going to happen. Now, the bit that I was talking about that may be slightly controversial is the redundancies. So their team is around 15 staff. So people may be asking the question, well, why aren't they taking those 15 staff and then relocating them to wherever they're going to base their new offices, whether it be Canada or America? Some of those staff were obviously employed by the palace to begin with. Now, we do not know whether the entire 15 of those staff are going to be made redundant. It has been spoken about that maybe 2 or 3 could be reabsorbed back into the Buckingham Palace team or redeployed somewhere back in London. So we don't expect there to be a full 15, a total of 15 redundancies. Probably expected to be more around about the 11, 12 mark. Some people are saying, well, why didn't they take the whole team and relocate that? Again, we do not know their reasons for doing that, other than there has been comments made in the media that perhaps there were difficulties because Harry and Meghan wanted more of their own people involved in their own endeavours. It's expected that if these redundancies do indeed go ahead, like they are probably in negotiation already, that Harry and Meghan have already built their own team and are going to base that either in Canada or America, where they will be spending the bulk of their time. Obviously, this does indicate that Harry and Meghan will be spending the bulk of their time in their new home rather than in the UK. Although we are still understood that they are retaining Frogmore Cottage, at least for the time being, to have a base here in the UK. I do have an article on that. I'll just see if there's any direct quotes that I can read. Yeah, no, I think I've spoken about all of it really. A palace source has said, given their decision to step back, an office at Buckingham Palace is no longer needed. Well, duh. I mean, come on. While the details are still being finalised and efforts are being made to redeploy people within the royal household, unfortunately there will be some redundancies. And we know that that Harry is going to return to the UK for a series of engagements in March. Not entirely sure whether Meghan will be coming too. Although I did make a video on my other channel, was it last week now, mentioning about the Commonwealth Day service. I would imagine that Meghan has also been invited to the Commonwealth Day service because, of course, they are still the President and Vice President of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. They still retain that. Harry did lose, as part of his stepping back, the youth ambassador role, but they still retain the President and Vice President of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. So it makes sense that they would be invited as a couple to the Commonwealth Day service. And I have heard rumours that obviously that is one of the engagements that they will be taking part in March. The other engagement, which Harry has been confirmed at, and this is his last engagement as Royal Captain of the Captain General of the Royal Marines, and that is at the Mountbatten Festival of Remembrance on March the 7th. There is also expected to maybe be another further 2 engagements which have not been disclosed yet. As soon as I know further details about that, I will of course let you know. But that is anticipated to mark the end of this kind of wind down period. Those are likely to be the remaining senior royal roles that they will undertake. The transition period is expected to end round about May, in which point there will be a 12-month, almost like a probation period, where their activities will be under review by Buckingham Palace. So, nothing is set in stone until 12 months post the transition period, which we think is going to be round about May. So let me just go to the live chat and see what people are saying about that. Auntie D says, good for them. Live your life. Hashtag live your life. Lauren says, that's why I asked about the Instagram account. I would have thought they would have wanted a non-royal one. Again, you're referring to the use of Sussex Royal. Now, Sussex Royal is going to be their charitable organisation brand or name. Now, it's not understood whether or not, as part of the deals that were or the deal that was hashed out during the Sandringham summit, as you may well know it, we don't know the full details about that, and we don't know whether or not Sussex Royal is going to be the name that they're going to be using for their charitable organisation, and therefore they can raise money in the name of Sussex Royal. Whether or not they'll be able to use that when they are making their own money, personal money for themselves, we don't know at this stage. It would be easier for them to have it all under one name, but we don't know what was hashed out during that Sandringham summit. It could be that they have to come up with a different brand, a different name for their own personal business and money-making deals. We don't know at this point, so time will tell on that one. But at the moment, I hear no rumours that they have to change their Instagram account, because I do believe they will be, promoting their charities and fundraising on that Instagram account as well. So no, I don't see them having to change that. Let Lady says, why was that video banned? I heard rumours this morning on the UK TV breakfast channel saying that the palace at the time thought that video wasn't necessarily how a royal should present themselves, and also because there was an expletive which eventually was bleeped out in the Sussex Royal video, that wasn't appropriate to post. I saw that, and then I haven't seen any more information about that since. So I changed the title of that video. If I do hear any more about that, I will of course update you. But that was what the Breakfast TV was talking about, and they even used quotes of palace sources when they said that. That is what they said. Karen Moss says there are a couple of Sussex royals out there. Yeah, some of them won't be the real ones, definitely. Betty Martin says, I went to my local Tesco supermarket and noticed the big front page headlines on the Daily Mail, Meghan sacked all her UK staff. Well, again, it's not necessarily sacking, it's being made redundant because your job is no longer needed. That is what redundancy is. It's not necessarily being sacked because you've done something wrong. These people haven't done anything wrong. Their jobs are no longer required in the location that they are currently situated in. People are going to interpret it in their own way. People are going to put their own spin on it. But the truth is, it's a redundancy. Redundancy is not the same as being sacked. And the palace is trying to redeploy as many of those people as they possibly can, even though it's expected the redundancies will be round about the figure of 12-ish. Let's have a look going up slightly. Again, yes, I agree. Some of the staff may not wish to relocate with Harry and Meghan. That is a really good point as well. Do we know what's happening with the security staff yet? No. There has been no formal announcement at present. No. So as soon as I know more about that, I will let you know. But it is being discussed at the highest of levels. The UK government, the Canadian government. I would probably say even the American administration may also be involved, because obviously, you know, Harry and Meghan may also be spending a bulk of time in America, in the USA. So, you know, how does that kind of figure out? That all needs working out, and that is still, you know, we still have until May for that transition period to end. CD Lewis says, I agree with you. I don't know why anybody would be surprised they're closing down this office in the UK. Right, I'm going to move on to the next story. So, let's move on to the Stanford University visit. So, over the last few days, we have known that that they made a visit to Stanford University. Now, let's just talk about this. So, now this is a report for Bazaar.com. Now, a source did tell Bazaar.com that both Prince Harry and Meghan were in San Francisco earlier this week as part of their ongoing work to develop and build their new charitable organisation, which is most definitely the Sussex Royal brand. They held a brainstorming session and meetings with professors and academics at Stanford University to research ideas and initiatives for their upcoming charity venture. So, this was not in any personal money-making capacity for themselves. This was as part of their charitable organisation. They met with the university's president and reportedly flew commercial from Canada. And let's have a little peek down here. No, it didn't say what I think. So, let's carry on. So this was not, as some people were speculating, for personal financial gain. They had been obviously in talks for a while with this organisation, and it was for their charitable endeavours. Similar thing for Goldman Sachs. So we know that Harry made a speech for JP Morgan where Meghan introduced him. There was also talks with Goldman Sachs. Now this again was not for personal gain. This was for the patronages, and it was reported that they had been in talks for many, many months prior to Harry and Meghan announcing the decision to step back as senior royals. So, yeah, it talks about the latest theory in circulation. This is, again, another Harper's Bazaar article. So, Harry is in talks with international investment bank Goldman Sachs for a potential partnership and future guest speaking gig for the company's talks at GS Series. Previous high-profile celebrities who have taken part include Gwyneth Paltrow, Carly Kloss, and Hillary Clinton. Sources have confirmed to Bazaar.com, however, that any potential partnership with Goldman Sachs dates back to before Harry's departure as a working senior royal and is in conjunction with one of the Duke of Sussex's many official patronages. Discussions have been ongoing for about a year. And there we go. So again, there has been lots of... Well, actually, there is going to be probably ongoing speculation going on and on and on. Who knows for how long? I have absolutely no idea. But there is every single talk they do, every single person they are seen to be associated with, there is going to be this, criticism or accusation that they're going to be using it to make their own money off the back of. The truth and the facts are that as part of this negotiation with the palace to step back from official royal duties, they need to be financially independent. At some point, they are going to have to do something that makes money for themselves. That is inevitable. Now, I would probably say that out of all of these things, the things that probably draw the less attention to the royal family and probably uphold the values of the royal family the most are probably these really, really low-key talks. So, traditionally, probably when the likes of the Obamas or Hillary Clinton are out on these kind of speech circuit, they probably aren't reported on that much. They probably aren't scrutinised that much. They are probably quite low-key, almost under the radar, kind of quiet, private, only the people who need to know. With Harry and Meghan, that is going to be different. The press are going to be scrutinising everything they do. I can't actually at the moment think of what they could possibly do that would be so low-key that the press wouldn't find out about it. And then again, even if the press do find out about it, so what? They have got to, at some point, start making money to stand on their own 2 feet. And I would probably say out of everything they could possibly do, giving these kind of talks on the speech circuit is probably the best thing that they can actually do. It is low-key. And there we go. They've got to make their money at some point. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you actually think about that. Let's have a look going up at the comments. Lone Bridge says there is no way the US government will pay for Harry and Meghan's security. We don't know what's being spoken about behind the scenes. Lauren says my opinion was that I would have thought they would have want to get away from the word royal, as they don't want to be working royals anymore. It would be okay, I think. I think it would be more accepted if it was used for the charitable organisation. I don't think there would necessarily be any objections to raising money for charity. I think where the objectionable bit comes in is when you're using the royal connections to make money for personal gain, which is why we don't know what was discussed behind the scenes during the Sandringham Summit as to what they can do with that brand Sussex Royal. They may have to come up with something different for when they are making money for their own personal gain. This is something I'm not sure about because I haven't had time to look into it yet, but apparently somebody left a comment that in Canada, if you have a charitable organisation, you only have to donate 10% of what you raise to a charity, and then you can retain the rest for yourself. I don't know how true that is. That's what someone said. It's going to spark me to look into that, to see how that works. So if anyone knows, if anyone is in the loop on that kind of thing, do let me know. But I will, over the next, after Valentine's Day, once I've been out for my Valentine's meal, I will be looking into that to see what level of truth there is in that. Southern Lady says they need to do whatever they want to do and ignore the press. I think joining the speech circuit is a great thing. It's out of everything they could possibly do. It's probably one of the best things they can do. And also, it can actually earn a lot of money, as I'm sure the Obamas and Hillary Clinton can attest to. Bad says, you're right, it's always going to be something, but at least no one can get any pictures. It's the most private way of making money they could possibly come up with. Lauren, no, I'm afraid I don't think at the moment I do have any admin. Oh, did I appoint admin? I don't know. I can't remember if I did or not on this channel. Kate says, I'm so happy you got this channel live. I am too. It's just so great to be able to do a live stream here on this channel. Let's scroll down. I think that's all my stories for today. So, in a moment, I am going to sign off. And I may be back on my other channel, Royal Review, to talk about other royal news too a little bit later. Oh, I just saw a big comment coming up. Hang on. Oh, and apparently we have 99 people watching now. So if you're enjoying this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Karen Moss says, what percentage of donations go to charity in Canada? Between 50% and 75% of all spending at C-rated charities typically goes to beneficiaries. Okay. So the person whose comment I read might have been a little bit wrong. But I will look into that a bit further. Right, so I'm going to go now. If there is any more breaking news regarding Harry and Meghan, I will of course come on live. Now, I do aim to perhaps make one of these live chats videos whenever I have enough information to do a live chat video. I may even come on from time to time if there is just a single story that we need to talk about, but I'm probably aiming for perhaps one video a day or one video every couple of days, just until this channel gets going. So if you aren't subscribed already, please do. Also, do hit that notification bell, because I don't even know when I'm going to come on and do a live chat. So hopefully notifications will be sent out, so make sure that you hit the bell. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So, from me in Shropshire to my Sussex steppers, mwah, and goodbye.